It's me. I just wanted to give a quick Vlogmas update about some of the preparations we are making for Christmas Day and how our plans are sort of coming together. I had filmed a video for you guys yesterday before I'd gotten into work. I kind of stopped on Main Street and made a little video to update you about how our week was going and how my Vlogmas was going and some inspirations I had for upcoming videos and content. And something happened with my phone where it glitched so that the video would not post proper orientation, so I just figured I wouldn't upload it. I got a little rambly anyhow, so I figured I would save that video or portions of that video for the upcoming year. In the meantime, I also found the go live feature and worked to get that authenticated so that I could do this as an opportunity. I'm actually kind of working to understand some of the different medias and mediums. Media is plural of medium, so I guess I am studying the media. I did not take Latin. I know just barely enough to be dangerous. So anyway, I've been studying some of the different techniques that people use to share some different content, the way different vloggers do it, kind of the interworkings between YouTube and Twitch and all the different things that people are doing right now. Trying to find my niche before I sort of park it permanently or where else I can sort of syndicate things I do so that people who might be looking for it can find it. So I've been doing a little research on that, and I had said we were making our preparations for Christmas Day. I told you guys a little bit about that short rib crock pot recipe that we were interested in. Me and my husband both reviewed it, and where I work, both where I work and where I live, there is some really good butchers. We have access to some really great places, and I'd called around a little bit to some other specialty stores that I wanted to patronize during the season, local families and people that I really like, but they did not have what we were looking for in regards to the meat cut, so I figured I'd just get that from the local butcher here. So that is what I've done. I have a gigantic bag from the butcher. I stood at the counter for a little while kind of staring at things. Again, I am a former vegetarian slash not really a meat cooker meat chef. So I asked for the gentleman's help and had let him know that we were considering a recipe with short ribs that I didn't even know what animal it came from, and he told me it's beef. And I asked him if that was something that he had, because I saw all the ribs lined up. I'm assuming I was looking at pork ribs, and he told me that they actually do beef ribs cut to order. So how much did I want? I told him we were feeding 2 people, but we were doing a crock pot recipe, so we'd better double it. And so we came up between 4 and 5 pounds, which if I had pulled up my recipe, I would have realized that it calls for 5 pounds. So whatever we have is what we're going to do. And I also did a quick review of some of the other ingredients. There is the cider. We talked about that already. This butcher had some, it's a really I call it a very full service specialty butcher store. They have everything. They had the beef bouillons and cubes and pastes and locally made pies and rubs and barbecue sauces and spices, and so that's what inspired me to pull up the recipe and see if there was anything else I needed while I was there. So I did grab the cider. They had that. It's from the west side of the state of Michigan in Comstock. So I did get that. I figured that'd be a hard to find ingredient. And I had just got off the phone with my husband inquiring about dinner. We have some leftovers at the house of some pasta that we had last night. And he said, see what you can find to kind of go with that. Well, what I did find was pasties. I think they're a Finnish tradition. It's basically like a beef stew, including potato cubes and carrots and sometimes peas, with beef, sometimes ground, with just a little bit of gravy so that it doesn't really leak out, sealed up in a pastry. There's probably a word for it, short crust or something like that. It's a little more durable than a pie crust, but they're really good. We eat them in Michigan. They're called pasties. I don't know what other people call them. And you typically warm them up in your oven and then eat them with a fork and sometimes gravy poured over top. So I got some of those because the butcher had them. I got 2 of those for us for dinner, and then everyone else there in the shop was going nuts over the stuff called holiday sausage. And so I, did like a typical Dana. I raised my hand in the middle of the butcher, and the guy who was serving this other one was like, "What's holiday sausage?" And he's like, "It's like just a good local smoked sausage, and we get tons of it in for the holidays. People do it Easter, Christmas." I was like, "So probably Polish smoked sausage is what we would have called that." And this one was like, "Oh my gosh, we get it, and like slice it, brown it up, and then serve it as appetizers with crackers. It's amazing. We love it." She was buying like 6 of them. Um, and we have in our freezer from Costco pierogi. Um, they're pretty decent, but Polish people, pierogi, sausage, I'm all over it. So one of these 2 things is going to be dinner tonight, maybe with leftovers. And I didn't get out of there cheaply. Had no idea how much beef short ribs cost. And I'm sure it's probably really normal. I just had no concept. So I ended up paying just over $61 for everything that we got, but I counted as like, I mean, at least 2 meals of short ribs, 1 meal of pasties, and probably 2 meals of the sausage with the pierogies we have at home, plus some cider to spare. So I'm excited, and I'm going to head home to get that started. And I guess that's it. Had a great day at work, got a lot done, and I'm also looking forward to finishing up a few of my crafts. I took a couple still images to see if I could, once the holidays are over or maybe ready for next year, have a little hand embroidery tutorial, or at least a tour of how my stockings turned out. So hope you all are doing well. Thanks for watching, and I will get to you guys later. Thank you. Bye.